Going bald was the second most devastating thing that ever happened to me. Now, you might hear that and think to yourself, well, you probably haven't been through very much, but you'd be wrong. Just to give you a little perspective, I had a sports accident when I was 16 that left me permanently blinded in one eye, and I wouldn't even rank that in the top 10 worst things that have ever happened to me. It's just that my hair was such a deeply rooted part of my identity that losing it also felt like losing myself. My self-confidence was so deeply ingrained in my appearance that when I started to lose my hair, I also started to lose confidence in myself. And even when I mustered up the courage to go ahead and shave my head, I still wore hats pretty much 24/7 because I felt so insecure about being a bald man. I can trace my fear about going bald all the way back to being a kid. I was often picked on by people in my family about my large, rhombus-shaped head, and I just knew that if I didn't have any hair on my head, that would make its odd shape even more apparent. Not only that, but there weren't very many examples of desirable bald men in the media. The only one that I can think of at the time was Michael Jordan, and even then, he was desired because of his godlike basketball skills, not because he was a handsome man. And I guess that's what laid at the root of my insecurity about going bald. Growing up, I was taught directly and indirectly that bald men were undesirable. And at that point in my life, being desired was such a big part of my identity that the idea of no longer being desired was unbearable. Though there is still a part of me who wonders what I would look like with a man bun, I can honestly say going bald was one of the best things that ever happened for me because it made me less shallow, more humble, and more empathetic. Less shallow because it showed me that physical beauty is fleeting for us all, and I should never discount the value of another person just because of how they look on the outside, because true beauty is within. More humble because it showed me that I'm not the king of the universe, and not everything is within my control, and that at any moment I can lose everything that I think makes me who I am. So I should really be grateful for everything that I have currently. More empathetic because I used to be one of the people who would clown bald men. I used to be one of the people who would look at bald men as inferior. But going bald myself has allowed me the first-hand perspective of the pain that a lot of bald men quietly experience. And it's allowed me to grow a lot more respect for the bald men who rock the baldy proudly. If I had 3 wishes, I wouldn't use any of them to wish for my hair back. And that's because going bald made me a better person. It made me less shallow, it made me less vain, and it made me search within myself for beauty because I genuinely no longer felt beautiful on the outside. Usually when we're talking about hair and identity, we're talking about women. But I think we discount the fact that there are a lot of men out there who also tie their identity to their hair. So please be kinder to the men around you that are going bald because they're probably having a lot harder time with it than they're letting on. And if you're going bald yourself, try to embrace it. Because even though going bald made me less pretty, it also made me more beautiful. Thank you.